free fall, the parachute jump. Here is a short story about a man named Wilbur who discovers during a parachute jump that freedom does not come from controlling the fall, but from yielding, allowing, accepting, and trusting that he is not alone. Wilbur had dreamed of parachuting for years. He imagined the open sky, the rush of wind, and the moment when the ground disappeared beneath him. Yet when the day finally arrived, excitement and fear climbed into the airplane together. As the plane rose, Wilbur looked through the small window. Roads became threads, houses became tiny shapes. The world he had treated as solid and enormous began to look more like a picture. Beside him sat his instructor, Andre, who checked every strap and buckle. "You do not have to force the jump," Andre said, "but once you choose it, do not fight the air. Yield to it. Allow the training to support you. Accept what is happening." Wilbur nodded, though his hands were gripping the harness tightly. When the plane reached the proper height, the door opened. Wind thundered through the cabin. Wilbur shuffled toward the edge and looked down. His mind immediately began projecting. What if the parachute does not open? What if I forget what to do? What if I lose control? Then he remembered something his brother had told him before the trip. "I am with you in truth. Take the leap knowing you are not separate." Wilbur had thought the words were comforting. Standing at the open door, they became an invitation. He could not carry his brother's body into the sky with him, yet he could carry the recognition that love was not limited by distance, form, or circumstance. Andre placed one hand on Wilbur's shoulder. "Ready?" Wilbur did not feel ready, but he was willing. He leaned forward. For one instant, everything familiar vanished. There was no floor beneath him, no railing to hold, no way to climb back into the plane, only sky. Wilbur's body contracted, his arms stiffened, and he tried to control the fall. Andre signaled for him to loosen, yield. Wilbur released his shoulders. Allow. He opened his arms, accept. He stopped arguing with the fact that he was already in the air. Something shifted. He was still falling, yet the fall no longer felt like punishment. It felt like flow. The wind held his body more steadily than fear had predicted. The sky was not asking him to become anything. It was not waiting for him to improve. It was simply open. Wilbur realized how much of his life had been spent seeking a future moment when he would finally feel safe, complete, or at home. He had waited for relationships to confirm him. He had projected uncertainty onto other people. He had tightened around every unknown. But in the open sky, there was no becoming. There was only being. Andre gave the signal. Wilbur reached for the cord and pulled. The parachute opened above him with a powerful snap. The frantic rush became a wide, quiet glide. Below him, the land stretched in every direction. Nothing seemed separate from anything else. Rivers, fields, roads, and mountains belonged to one sweeping view. Wilbur thought again of his brother. For years he had treated their relationship as something outside himself, something that could be lost, repaired, withheld, or controlled. Now he saw it differently. The love he recognized in his brother lived within him too. He did not have to reach across a distance to manufacture connection. He could own the relationship in his own heart and meet his brother there. "My brother is one with me in truth," Wilbur whispered. The parachute carried him gently toward the earth. He understood that trust was not blind certainty about what would happen next. Trust was the willingness to take the leap without demanding that fear approve first. The ground came closer. Wilbur lifted his legs as he had been taught and landed safely in the grass. He stumbled, rolled, and began laughing. Andre landed nearby and hurried toward him. "How was the free fall?" he asked. Wilbur looked up at the enormous sky. "It was only frightening while I was trying to control it." He removed his helmet and felt the earth beneath his hands. He had not fallen away from home. He had fallen into the recognition that home had never left him. From then on, whenever Wilbur felt himself contracting around uncertainty, he remembered the open airplane door. Yield, allow, accept, take the leap, trust the love that is already holding everything. May we sing, rest, and dance our way home together.